Kansas roots are an important part of your story and your journey. Growing up in Garnett and then making that move, those formative years in high school in Lawrence, you started to get greater exposure to athletics, the Jayhawk, all those things. What did athletics mean to you in those years, in those early years of your life?
Well, it was a lot. Saturday afternoon. It's hard for people to realize now, but the games weren't typically broadcast on TV. So it was growing up listening to the football games on, and gosh, who's the broadcast? Max Falkenstein. You know, Max would be listening to that, and my whole family was oriented that way, and as opposed to, say, being drawn to K-State or something.
Right.
Something awful like that. So when we moved up, my parents continued to be very interested in KU sports. Eventually, after we left school, they were able to get season tickets to basketball. That was their social budget for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a close connection. And I think that's part of the story as well, which is for all the many reasons why athletics are important to KU, one of them that's really important to me is that it's good for people that never went there. Local
Right.
people that just like KU, and it's a way for them to access KU. I mean, whatever's happening in, let's say, the history department or English department, they don't know anything about that. But athletics is the window for local
Right.
people to participate.
Right. Builds community, builds family in
Yeah.
so many different ways, brings people together over a common passion, a common love.
Yeah.
What are some of your earliest and fondest memories of being part of Kansas athletics, being at those venues?
Well, we moved in, it was the fall of 1960, and that was a banner year for KU. It was an event year, not only because KU at first did so well, but then the dirty Missouri people got us put on probation. So, but in the fall of 1960s, my recollection, the nice thing about my age is when I tell stories, most of it's true, but I never know. The facts kind of get muddied. But
It's true as far as we know. That's there's no question.
but fall
No
of
fact
1960
checking.
you may want to fact check this, but Syracuse was ranked number 1 in football, and they came to Lawrence to play a game against John Hadel and Curtis McClinton, the Count, Bert Cohn. You remember all those people, and we beat them 21-7.
Right.
I was at the game. I was a Boy Scout, and I got in by showing people their seats. We did that in the time, and so that was my way to get access to the football game.
That's incredible. And of course, that is the original Kansas Memorial Stadium, right?
Yeah.
Built in the early 20s, World War I memorial. And then you had a chance to experience that as a young man. And then you've seen the change, the shift in college athletics, certainly. And you certainly have seen it as it relates to KU and Lawrence. Here we are just 5 weeks away from opening that new booth.
Yeah.
How do you think about that? What you experienced in the 1960s versus what we're about to celebrate in just 5 weeks?
Well, I mean, it's. I think celebrate is a good term. I mean, gives me a chance to, by participating in this, gives me a chance to really celebrate, the athletics, and just to have that. I'm kind of in some ways feeling that same inspiration and awe that I felt standing there in 1960. A 13-year-old being blown away by all the people in the stands. I'm kind of feeling the same way now about the new stadium.
That's great. Well, it's gonna be that kind of special sentiment, certainly for you, and I think for all Jayhawks.
Yeah, any of us that have seen the development so far, everybody's blown away by the stadium. It's just spectacular. It's really the the prototype for future football stadiums, I think.